the enslaved woman who became the First Lady's dressmaker. Elizabeth Keckley was born into slavery in 1818. Her mother taught her to sew. In 1855, Elizabeth was able to buy her freedom. She moved to Washington, D.C., planning to become a seamstress. But she couldn't afford the license to remain in the city for more than 10 days. This was required for any free African American at the time. One of her patrons petitioned Mayor James G. Barrett for a license. The mayor granted it to Keckley free of charge. Soon, the black seamstress built a solid client base. One of her first clients was Mary Anna Custis Lee, the wife of Robert E. Lee. Keckley made her a silk dress to wear to a dinner party for the Prince of Wales. The wives of Stephen A. Douglas and Jefferson Davis were also clients. Elizabeth Keckley's reputation in Washington was legendary. Her dresses were quite expensive and known to fit perfectly. In 1861, one of her customers introduced Elizabeth to Mary Todd Lincoln. Lincoln chose her as her personal modiste and dresser. Elizabeth made around 15 dresses for the First Lady. Eventually, Elizabeth Keckley became Mrs. Lincoln's best friend. The First Lady turned to Keckley for advice beyond fashion. Occasionally, Elizabeth was asked to fix the president's unruly hair.
I loved him for his kind manner towards me.
Keckley wrote,
He treated me like the white people about the house.
Elizabeth comforted Mary Todd in her grief after Lincoln was assassinated, but their friendship ended abruptly 3 years later. In 1868, Keckley published her memoir Behind the Scenes. Keckley's intention was to improve Lincoln's reputation, but the book caused such a huge scandal that Mary Todd cut off all contact. At that time, a tell-all book by a black woman was outrageous in itself. It went against all the norms of class, gender, race, and etiquette. Keckley lost most of her clientele. She spent her later years as a sewing instructor at Wilberforce University. Keckley died in the National Home for Destitute Colored Women and Children in 1907. Her surviving dresses are on display in various museums.